sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How's everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today in this video we will be doing another quick look review, and this time it's going to be of the Bandai Figure-Eye Standard Model Kit Dragon Ball Z BARDOCK. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box and then see what accessories he's included with. Alrighty, so as you can see here, we do get the basic style box when it comes to a Bandai Dragon Ball model kit here. So the front, we get some really nice artwork of BARDOCK. There's a bunch of stuff on it. Here is the top of the box right there, the one side, same thing on the other side, and then there's the bottom of the box with a bunch of cool promo images of the figure. So that is the packaging. Let's get this open and see what BARDOCK is included with. Alright, so for the accessories here, BARDOCK is really included with like basic type of accessories we usually see with these Dragon Ball model kits. So for the hands, we do get a pair of fists right here, and they look pretty good. Not too bad, as you can see. And then we do get some Kamehameha type hands. And if you have the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or any characters with open palm blast hands, I believe all the skin tones do match. The Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta one does, so you can use those open palm blast hands with this BARDOCK as well. So those are the hands. Then the faces, we do get the basic stern face here, and you do have to put the sticker on there, which doesn't look too bad actually. And then we do get the yelling, screaming face there. And I always love the way you put the eyes together. Just looks great, man. And you do put the sticker on the tongue and on the scar once again. And then for the effects, we get like a gathering up energy effect here, and mine was broken as I was building it. It was broken out of the package, so I'm gonna have to crazy glue that back on there. But this one, they also gave you a silver sticker, and you're supposed to put it on each side, so I guess when light reflects off it, it kind of gives a cool little reflection, which isn't a bad idea actually. So that I thought that was pretty cool. And then we do get the blasting energy effect with a stand as well. And this one was a lot better to put together than, I forgot who else I got this with, but I had difficulty getting one of the pieces in. This one was very easy to put together. It looks dope once you have it set up and everything. So those are all the accessories included with BARDOCK. Now let's take a closer detailed look. And taking a closer detailed look at the father of Goku here, I think Bandai or Figure-Eye Standard really did an awesome job with this BARDOCK here. Definitely one of my favorites that they made in this line so far. This one did turn out really cool looking, and of course these are model kits. They are not painted, so there is no paint detail on these figures whatsoever, unless you add some paint detail on them yourself, which really wouldn't be a bad idea. If you got some black paint painted in the lines, maybe added a wash, it would look a lot more badass. But the head sculpts here I think look great. They are pretty much the same as Goku's. We just get the badass bandana with BARDOCK this time. And the hair sculpt looks really nice. Of course, we already gotten the powered down Goku. You can see the back of the bandana tie, which looks pretty cool there. And I always like the way you put these model kits together. And the cleaner the cut, the less cutting damage you will have on your figure here. The face sculpts, like I said, look great. I think the sticker for the scar looks alright, not too bad. The neck looks pretty good. The torso I love. I love the way the Saiyan armor looks. I love the way you put the white pieces in. They are separate pieces, and it just blends in so well on this figure here. We have the green straps on the top right there going over the shoulders. The green piece on the midsection looks really good. We do get his Saiyan tail, which also turned out pretty nice. I'm not a big fan that you had to put stickers on this white piece under the armpit, but it does blend in pretty good actually. It doesn't look too bad. And I like the green pieces on the Saiyan armor on the back there as well. Like I said, the Saiyan tail looks pretty good. So very cool looking Saiyan armor right there. And then the arms turned out really nice too. We get some nice sculpt detail all throughout it. I love the way you put the pieces together. The bicep piece is a separate piece that you pop right on there, and it blends in really nice on the figure. And the elbows look pretty good too. Even when you have it bent, it doesn't look too bad. You do have a little piece just sticking out there though. Then we do get his wristbands, which also turned out pretty good, man. Nice sculpted wrinkles on them. And then we do get these pieces on the hips or the upper thighs for the Saiyan armor, which also turned out really nice. Very cool looking. And then we do get some nice sculpt work on the muscle definition on the legs right there. The knees look pretty good. Once you bend them, they still don't look too bad, you know what I mean? And then we do get his leg warmers here, which also turned out pretty good. Nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout it. And then we do get the feet there, which also turned out pretty good as well. In the bottom of them, we did get a few sculpted lines going on down there. So overall, for this not being a painted figure, I think Figure Eyes did a pretty badass job with this Bardock, and definitely gotta admit that this is one of my favorites in their line. And that's just not because Bardock is pretty much my all-time favorite Dragon Ball Z character. It's just the model kit was put together very well by Bandai. So that is a closer detailed look at the figure. Now let's take a look at the height and some comparisons quickly. Now for the height of Bardock here, to the very top of his head, it looks like he's about 6 inches tall. Then to the very top of the tallest part of his hair, it looks like he's just shy of 7 inches tall. Now let me show you this Bardock compared to some other figures. Alright, so here is Bardock compared to the Dragon Stars Final Form Cooler. Then we do have the Figure Eyes Standard Model Kit Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And then we also do have the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Blue Goku, the Saiyan Raised on Earth Sun Goku, and the Saiyan Armored Dragon Ball Super movie version Broly. And as you can see, he does scale very well with the other Figure Eyes Standard Model Kit figures, but he definitely does not scale too well with SH Figuarts. Now let me show you Bardock compared to a few other figures, then we'll go over the articulation and wrap this review up. And then here he is also compared to the SH Figuarts Golden Frieza, Final Form Frieza, the Full Power Super Saiyan Broly, the Figure Eyes Standard Model Kit Final Form Frieza, the Marvel Legends Retro Series Deadpool, and the Mifex comic version Deadpool. And this Bardock scales really well with the Figure Eyes Final Form Frieza, but these SH Figuarts Friezas are definitely way too small. He could work with this Broly though. So there are some quick comparisons with this Bardock. Now let's go over the articulation. Alrighty, so now for the articulation. This Bardock does have some pretty good movements. We do have 2 joints at the neck, and with both those joints you can get Bardock to look up about that much, which is pretty good, but it does look like the bandana is restricting a little bit of the articulation there. Then with both joints, he does look down really well, and then you do get pivot only at the upper neck joint, which is actually pretty damn good pivot, as you can see there, and then it does swivel. The lower neck is just a hinge that moves back and forth. Then we do get a torso joint here, and I believe you could shift the joint up just a tiny bit, but you don't get a ton of articulation out that joint there. As you can see, it does look a bit ugly on the back, so it does go forward about that much, goes back about that much. Whoops. That's the thing with these, if you force too much articulation, they will pop off the joints. As you can see there, you can't really get pivot out of that torso there, and you really can't get much swivel out of it either. The waist here does shift up a little bit, and the tail popped off. Sometimes the tail does pop off, you just have to push it back down. But with both joints, he will go forward that much, which really isn't the best. Goes back a little bit better with both joints. You do get much better pivot at the waist, and then you also do get better swivel there as well. And then these armor pieces can hinge up and down a tiny bit. Then the arms here, we do have a butterfly joint that does work a bit, so it is effective. And then you do get a beautiful circular motion out of the shoulders. You can see right there, the arms do go out to the sides a lot more than 90 degrees, so that's definitely awesome. They do go up and down. We do have true bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow that does bend in a little more than 90 degrees. Then we do have a ball peg on the wrist, so that does move all around and swivels as well. Now for the legs here, we do have drop down leg joints, and Bardock can kick forward about 90 degrees with that joint there. Goes to the back just a tiny bit. Let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it here, and he actually can. A really nice outward leg movement with Bardock, and that piece snapped off on me. Then you do get a nice hip swivel there. As you can see, we do have single jointed knees that do bend back a little more than 90 degrees. Then at the leg warmer, you do get a tiny bit of swivel. It's not a full 360 swivel, just a little bit there. Then the ankles hinge up pretty good, hinge down decently, and then you do just get a little bit of an ankle pivot because of the way the leg warmer is sculpted. It is preventing it from being able to pivot anymore. Then that. But anyway, that is my quick look review of the Bandai Figurized Standard Dragon Ball Z version, BARDOCK. Hope you enjoyed it. This figure, I think, definitely turned out pretty damn good. It does suck that this was broken out of the packaging. I can just super glue it, but overall, the accessories are definitely decent. Wish they would have included these hands with BARDOCK as well, but if you do have another Figurized Standard figure that has those hands, you can use that with this BARDOCK. But the accessories, definitely cool. You get some basic type stuff. The detail, I really love the way you put this figure together. I think Figurized was definitely on point with how you build this model kit and the way it turned out afterwards. This is definitely one of my favorites in the line, and no, it's not just because BARDOCK is one of my favorite characters. I just really dig the way the Saiyan armor was put together. And then we do have the articulation, which isn't bad. Some points definitely aren't good. The torso and the waist, I wish were a little bit better, and then the ankles do get some restricted movement, but really besides that, the rest of the articulation is really well done on this BARDOCK, and you will be able to get him in some pretty damn cool poses like this one right here. But overall, I'm glad I picked it up. Glad to have some form of BARDOCK in my collection. Definitely like the Figurized Standard model kit line much more over the Dragon Stars line. That's why I didn't even bother getting the Dragon Stars BARDOCK, because I knew I was going to like this one a lot more compared to that one there. And I definitely do recommend it if you want a decent looking BARDOCK figure in your collection, since we still haven't gotten an SH Figuarts one, which is pretty damn ridiculous. But anyway, that is my quick look review at the Bandai Figurized Standard Model Kit BARDOCK. Hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later.